Good afternoon, family. This is your update on our gardening activities and what we're doing here in Cleveland. We miss you guys terribly, but we thought we'd share some of what we're doing. This is the front garden, of course, and surprise, surprise, the rhododendrons have come to bloom. We did not know that, but it's so pretty out there. And then, of course, this is the elephant ears and the lilies that the deer eat before they bloom. And then we have our front city garden, which has, I think we planted some snap peas or something and some parsley. There's our other plants that we have. We've been out here quite a bit. We've been putting flowers in pots as opposed to just planting them all in the ground. Everybody talks bad because we got that toilet, what do you call it, bedpan out there, but we don't care. It looks pretty. Okay, so that's the front. We are now proceeding to Mary's garden, and that's because Mary's there. And this front one, you know that's my garden cage that Thomas builds for me. He built it to keep those pesky deer and flying birds and whatever else used to eat up everything. And this year we did change it and didn't put tomatoes. But the other thing is we've been trying to put little pots of flowers in with the vegetables to get some decoration going there. The surprising thing is those lettuce, they went under three times it snowed on top of them, and yet they live. I don't know how. As you can see, we have little statues, and I don't know if you remember, but I love little statues or big statues. I just love statues. And this is the rest of the garden. Nothing has shown up so much. This is the onion and okra patch, and there's not a lot showing up there. I think I see two little pieces of okra. But this right here is the herb garden. We actually stuck a few cabbage in there as well. And Mary there, she guards. She's the guardian of everything over there. The interesting thing is about this plant here. This is let me show it to you this way. This is an oregano. What I did was last year, I just shoved the pot it was in into the garage, and it should have died, but it did not. And when I went in there and saw that it had something alive, the roots were alive, I just shoved it in that pot, and as you can see, it went from roots to a real plant. This is my second cage that Thomas built me in. I put some pots in there, and something's going to go in there. I don't know what it is, but he builds it. It makes me real happy. See these flowers here? These are the ones that the deer and the squirrels attack. The squirrels dig it up in the plants. So I come back out here, and the plants are laying down on their sides out of the hole. And the pink ones that were in there, you see there's no pink ones. That's because the deer nibbled off the tops of them. But anyway, I put some soap and some hot peppers crushed there. This is our workstation where we actually do all the planting and the pots, and eventually we'll get rid of that as we progress. This was the potato patch, but it was drowned in water, so nothing was growing there but weeds, as you can see. The other things that we have, those are two rose bushes. And the funny thing is that rose on the right, this rose, it only blooms 2 roses a year, but the 2 that it blooms are so beautiful, I can't bear to cut it down. There's my neighbor up there on the porch. That's Farmer Jody. Say hi. So she was out farming this morning, but now she's just taking some sun time. The other thing that we've been doing here in Cleveland is, this was the flower that Thomas bought. It's a very pretty one. It looks like it needs some water. And we just, it's been raining, so the thought of watering something is ridiculous. And what this plant is for your entertainment is an old Brussels sprout that was in the garbage for days. And I took it out of the garbage because it wouldn't die, and I put it into this pot. And as you can see, it's blooming. We don't think it'll produce any Brussels sprouts, but at least it's pretty. So moving onward, what else? Okay, we're at a 50% mark here because the one on the right, that one is not growing anything, but I'm not sure I planted anything. But this over here is going to be the spinach patch and the pesky lilies of the valley, which look pretty, but they're very invasive, are growing there. I covered them up with some black paper and some newspaper to keep them from growing, but they just kind of reach wherever they want to. So now on your tour, your Cleveland tour, you are approaching. Now this time when I did this film, I'm not supposed to start turning it upside down and right side up because that's very dizzying. That's the archway, and as it holds up, and the reason it holds up is because the plants are fake. You know, people often ask about that, and those are one headless swan and one with a head, but two, the plants are not real. So this back here, we always called it the French garden or the English garden. We couldn't be sure, and it was called that because, you know, in some of those gardens they have like pieces, windows and structures, and you can see we have meadow, we have a fountain, we have Joseph, it's a lot of stuff going on back here by the garage, but Joseph has been back here for a number of years, and so we're thinking about naming it the Joseph Garden. So we got the Mary Garden, now we'll have the Joseph Garden, which only seems fair. And this the plan, this is the flower box that Thomas planted for me a couple years ago. He built it for me 2 or 3 years ago, if you remember. And then slowly some of those plants that just keep growing in the yard, I just transfer some of them that have blooms, and later in the year when they bloom, I'll show you how that looks. This thing is a honeysuckle that wraps around a tree stem that was there, but it hasn't bloomed its honeysuckles yet, but I see that it's already taken over. It usually crowds out Joseph too. And that's the fountain over there where Mary is, and this is going to be so pretty. It is a plant that Thomas just gave me. It's kind of like a little peace garden wherever Mary is. I think things tend to grow, and it is it's gonna look just like this flower right here, but right now it looks like that, but it'll grow to that. And then over here is what we just newly put in. It is an extension of our other garden, and we got some parsley growing there. We planted some peas there, and I'm surprised that they've lived too. So as you can see, we got some stuff, radishes, carrots. We got stuff growing. We're excited. Oh, I forgot to mention, when you walk through the arch coming in, you get this sense of yellow. And when you walk out, the blue gives you a sense of peace. So we just wanted to share and let you know what we were doing. Miss you terribly. Wish we could have had an opportunity to see you guys already, or at least soon. We love you. God bless you. We look forward to talking to you. It's kind of long, but that's all right. The love is there. Bye, 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 bye.